Man, I'd rather talk about Jennifer.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for New Sports. Victor Allen's own look at sports, written, produced by the bald-headed black man. And here he is, the man that the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate, Victor Allen.
That's so wrong. That's wrong. Nobody's named me.
I didn't nickname you.
I know you didn't. And it doesn't feel good. All right. And let me say this real quick, you guys. You know, I'd rather sit here and talk about Jennifer Gonzalez's success, but because I'm required to do sports, which is new sports is wrapped around sports, not the knowledge of sports, but the talk you have around it. And there's some talk today about the global #1 sport on the planet. It's called soccer. And I don't know if we have any soccer fans in the room here today, but I'm gonna let you know
Women's
this.
soccer, they got me after that the time when the U.S. won.
Yes.
That's where they made me a fan.
Well, they made you a fan, but I want to see if is the U.S. biased? I mean, do you have a love of soccer, or do you just wait till people you know love soccer and talk to you? How do you approach it? Anybody?
Everyone needs to be their own individual. How do you feel?
See, that's what I'm saying. There you go. So in other words,
why wait for someone to talk to you?
There you go. Now here's what's going on, and I don't think it's that important because we talk about athletes who are like one person that's on PEDs or HGH or whatever. Imagine the #1 sport. The most valuable team is Manchester United in all of sports as a sports organization team. They're worth $3 billion. The next up is between the Yankees and the Dodgers at $2 billion. So this franchise is a monster. Now imagine that if all of a sudden you're asking, is soccer that corrupt? When they actually said they have discovered 680 matches suspected of being fixed worldwide since 2008. The countries are Africa, Asia, South, and Central America. Singapore-based crime syndicate is involved. $2 million in bribes of players and officials led to prosecutions. World Cup games in Africa are under suspicion. Here's my thing. I love soccer. And here's my question. It's just in and out.
Like all other sports.
I love soccer. Well, this too shall pass? Is it that easy?
Oh, no. It's not that this too shall pass. It speaks to the inherent nature of corrupt industries.
Right.
And really it's the corporate attitudes which lead to this type of corruption being ingrained. In other words, a corporation by law, it can only be loyal to making money. Right. Anything other than that, they actually could be sued.
True.
Okay, so now what you see are people who have no scruples, who are working, who wherever there's money, you find this kinds of stuff. It's no different than Lance Armstrong and the cycling.
You're right.
Or the fact that baseball, that steroid use is just part of the culture.
Right.
So again, I'm not surprised. Okay. I'm really not surprised, and especially where you have poor people.
Of course.
You're going to have poor countries.
Right.
There's always skimming off the top. That's the way to make business work.
So in other words, let's say this. You're in
I'm not excusing it.
I'm not either. Third world country. I can't compete with European countries. I got to get in the game. I want to go to World Cup. I'm a Central American country or a smaller country. Do I have to do this to compete, or should I do it the old come-up grassroots and try to compete with the economics of mightier countries like Germany, the U.S., or whatever?
Well, it's not that you have to. Is that the people who are the money people in those countries are interested in making money.
Right.
So it's really not a thing of the people at all.
Right.
It's a thing of the administering bodies who are corrupt. Comes down to a few people in every country, just like here,
right,
who are making all that money.
Right.
That's what happens. It's no different in South America than it is in Africa.
Right.
But the more rural the place,
right,
the more it's done. Remember, even the U.S. made deals with, quote unquote, warlords.
Yes, I understand that.
From, in Africa, right, whose sons were at USC, by the way. But
what were you trying to say?
I'm saying the world's a corrupt place. Right. And a lot of stuff, when you look at it, it's really, you realize that we've been duped. But this is the way business has been done.
Right.
The fact that we ever believed it was different is really a testimony to how much we are programmed.
Let me do this. I'll just ask this. It's very simple. I still love soccer. It's growing in popularity. Does it seem like inherently we have a bias to actually try to make PED users here, like individuals, so accountable and put in the social media framework of hateration, that they're hated on before they get to have the discovery that they're guilty. Where here's a Europol finding of 680 matches. You know what that's like?
Well, I wonder what percentage of the total matches that is, though.
Right.
That might be 10% of the matches. That might be 20. I don't know.
2008, and they're talking about that's a lot of matches.
I know that when they looked at this in the U.S., the public essentially doesn't care about performing-enhancing drugs.
Thank you. That's where I was going.
Which actually, the people are kind of shocked to the degree they don't care. But when you poll them about performance-enhancing drugs, it states something to a change in the culture.
Right.
The people just don't really care.
Okay.
They actually kind of know it's there, and they don't want to talk about it that much.
Right.
But they don't care.
Okay,
and part of the problem is, now you imagine what happens for teenagers on high school teams.
Right.
That they on the internet searching for some performance enhancing drugs
all day. And
they
I'm not, look,
they trying to find them some steroids.
Right.
Actually, I was going to start taking some too to buff up.
No, you're wrong.
Even though I didn't want my scrotum to get any smaller.
Okay, let me remind people.
That's what happens to you.
This team, thank you.
Take those steroids, you'll get the little micro,
like I said,
micro minis.
This is the conversation around sports people. This is not about what I don't endorse.
There are
Mario.
side effects.
I don't endorse that. Okay,
I'm just saying.
But
your
let me
voice
say
would be
this.
like Mike Tyson.
Exiting out of this particular topic because I got to go to the quick one real quick. It's very.
Did he go there? Oh
yes, he did. See, I was trying to keep it clean. He likes to dump on my
I don't know
segment.
what, I cannot be accused. I have to be careful of endorsing steroids. I got to make sure I warn them of some of the inherent risks.
Look, and
you may lose your scrotum.
At the I was.
I don't have that problem.
And she's got big ones.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to.
My invisible cojones.
No, you know what? See, I love this. Is the part I love. At the end of the day, I do believe this. This too shall pass because soccer is so big. It's endemic to cultures outside of the U.S.
It'll pass that they won't talk about it, Vic, but it'll be there.
It'll gain popularity.
Yeah.
As if we're watching Jennifer Gonzalez at the World Cup on stage.
Totally.
There we go.
That would be awesome.
Totally.
That's it. So that's all I was saying. But let me.
I can't wait for that one.
Okay. Now I'm gonna roll up to this. This is real quick.
Okay.
Only need 5 minutes or less on this one. All you have to do, you guys, on this one is they recently put out a list. They do this every year, a couple of times a year. Athletes most disliked. Now, of course, this is a survey, and it's biased because you don't know who they asked. You don't know the parameters. You don't know the survey assessment guidelines. But I'm going to say go down the list, and you should say if you can remove one person who says, they don't deserve to be on this list, who would it be? And we're going to take you down that list, Mario. It says Lance Armstrong is number 1. This was ranked. Manti Te'o recently, which I don't know if that's deserved or not. Tiger Woods holds on to his legacy. Jay Cutler, the quarterback in football. Metta World Peace, Los Angeles Laker. Of course, Michael Vick. Alex Rodriguez is the latest now in denial.
He's in today's news.
Okay, here we go. This is as simple. Is there anyone on this list that needs not to be on this list?
That should not be hated, yes.
Yes, who is that?
First of all, it's not Lance Armstrong. And of course, El Tigre.
Tiger, no.
See, and arrogance reigns on a lot of these people, right? Jay Cutler.
Right.
Metta World Peace, well, let's leave that for a minute. Michael Vick, well, we know, and Alex. No, Manti Te'o.
I knew you was going to
There's
say
no
that.
reason to hate on him.
Right.
He's a person who's really struggling with the fact that he's gay. And he doesn't want to admit it yet.
Yes.
But it's going to come out. And I understand the fear that goes into this. And his culture, American culture, U.S. American culture is actually more liberal about this topic than the black community or the Latin community.
Yes.
The Asian communities are actually way more conservative.
Right.
But it's Manti Te'o, who happens to be the most softest, warm and cuddly linebacker that I've ever come across in my whole career.
Okay. All right.
He's the most soft-spoken, yeah. Okay, but so he shouldn't be hated.
Yeah.
He should actually just be encouraged. And I can't imagine the fear it can come from having to deal with these things with your inner circle, like your family, your uncles and aunts, and maybe your own parents.
Okay.
So
okay. Okay. Let me see now, Jennifer. Whether you follow sports or not, is there any names you recognize on the list that says
Well, of course.
Who is that for you?
Lance Armstrong, Tiger Woods, Michael Vick, all of them. Maybe not the Metta World Peace. I don't know that one.
Okay, so if there was a name that you says, I don't think this person deserves to be disliked in the top ranked disliked athletes, is there a name on this list?
I think that they're just getting so highly scrutinized. Everybody makes mistakes, but yeah, I can see how they want to take because they feel like they didn't earn their success. But I don't know. I'm not getting into that controversial topic because I'm not that passionate about my, what.
Right.
I just.
Yeah. In other words, the hype. You don't follow the hype.
It's a matter of opinion, obviously. So we all can agree to disagree. But I think that all these people are very successful and they've worked for their stuff. Yeah, they made a mistake. Does that decredit them from everything they've done? I don't think, not for everything. They all deserve.
That's right.
It's actually amazing how passionate people can be about some of these things. Just like Beyonce's Super Bowl performance,
which I loved. By the
way.
And there's a bunch of people passionate. I mean, passionate.
Look, I
liked it. That's very distracting.
I like that girl can't shake.
That was very distracting. I like that joke.
We see the part I love about it.
They like that in the chat room. I think they like that.
Oh, wait a minute. They said ridiculous. Let me say this. They said ridiculous. They said one word. That's all I have to say. Let me say this. She should have that. She should have been on the show yesterday because we did cover Beyonce as the scrutiny that they had and that the parents thought the outfit was a little too trampy. So we got past that and said they're an overkill, of course. We understood that. All right, so let me just say this. I would love to continue on. I got to get to the hot picks or our finals for our final three. This is it for New Sports. Thank you for your patience. We're running fast. I've learned this lesson.
We're running fast. Victor Allen's New Sports. Running. Some are fast and some are old and slow.
He just spit out his coffee. That's hilarious.